All right, so we're recording. All right, hi everyone. So we're starting our governance call on March 18th. So the agenda for today, there's a pretty busy agenda with a few proposals. The first thing that we're going to talk about is just talk about the DAO and the governance and where we see things going. And then just, jump into the proposals and hopefully have some discussions around those. So on the DAO front, what's going on right now, which is really exciting, is we have the Rarible protocol, which is going live, which if I guess if you're not aware, right now Rarible is on version 0.1 of the protocol, so a really basic form of the protocol, and we're releasing 1.0 or whatever you want to call it, which is a much more advanced version of the protocol that allows other projects to build on top of it. So I think that right now where we stand is that we're releasing the protocol, and there's we're in the early stages of getting the DAO and governance and proposals up and running. And proposals like the one that's going to be talked about today by Alex, the first phase of our R2, is really intended to try to get funds going in the community so that we can start funding things and building out the ecosystem. So a big part of what we're going to be focusing on as a DAO is like how to build out the ecosystem, both in terms of the community and in terms of projects building on top of it. And you can almost think of projects as building out the ecosystem horizontally, like where Rarible is just one product on the Rarible protocol. How can we really build out the ecosystem to really benefit everyone within the Rarible ecosystem? So that's going to be a big focus area moving forward. And in terms of what we're doing right now on that front, we're participating in the hackathon this weekend, which is really exciting. If you haven't seen the workshop, there's going to be a link posted where you can get an overview from Alex. And hopefully there's some interest in projects building there. And then the other thing is some of the proposals that we're talking about today are just really relevant to building out the ecosystem. And I think that we all have a role to play in doing that, which is exciting. All of us can participate in that. If we see projects that we think would make good candidates to grow on the Rarible protocol, all of us can play a role in building out that ecosystem, which is super exciting. So that's kind of the spiel on kind of the DAO and what we're doing with the ecosystem. And I think we can just get started and go over some of the proposals and potential proposals that haven't even been posted in the forum. And hopefully people have questions and we can have some good discussions and get a sense of how people feel about certain things. So Alex, do you want to kick things off and just talk about the proposal around the first phase of RR2?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Eric, for the introduction. So I'm not sure like how many people are aware about our upcoming RR2 DAO structure proposal with staking and other stuff. Could you please raise hands, like who knows about it? Yeah. Okay. Do we see all the raised hands out there? Not sure. Yep. Well. Okay. The question is generally that we have this big proposal that want to kick off the DAO structure. For us, consists of several parts. It's staking, it's governor rewards, it's DAO budget, and it's a new liquidity mining program. So basically, that's long story short of that big proposal. And what we see right now, that while we are not yet ready to kick off the full staking proposal with the full initiative, we see a lot of proposals that actually like already start to come in, and they are in need for some budget. So people, today we just kicked off this Rarible protocol on the NFT global, on the NFT ETH global hackathon. And we feel like it's extremely important to start funding people who perform an actual job for the ecosystem, either by building on top of Rarible protocol, or inviting new creators to the platform, or being this ambassador, or providing some documentation contribution. So there is or making an NFT index. So there is a lot of like actually cool ideas that can't wait for the staking to be live. And that's why we believe that it's a good idea to just kickstart this governance proposal by taking the most important part of the staking as for Rarible DAO budget that can be then deployed to different initiatives. So what we want to discuss today is like how about we take that phase of the execution of staking and governance rewards and DAO budget out of the main proposal. Just take that separately and pass that as a separate proposal. So the exact proposal would be that let's take with 25% of the current liquidity mining program each week and put that into the DAO budget, into the community multisig. So Gnosis Safe just recently released this tool that allows you to connect multisig, Gnosis multisig with a snapshot voting. So I believe that it's a good idea for the technical implementation of how this DAO budget can work, can be governed. So that's the backbone, that's the core of this proposal. Let's kickstart the actual funding mechanism, the actual funding initiative by taking 25% of the liquidity mining program and starting deploying that now with the old process of proposal creation. So we don't move to the new proposal creation process with staking and governor rewards and all of that. But for now, just kickstarting the DAO with some budget to be able to actually fund some cool proposals that are going on out there. So probably my question to the audience would be like, do you understand what the proposal is about? And would you be in favor for it, or is there any objections for the actual like rare holders out there?
I would like to ask, like, how is exactly the proposal execution is going to take place? Like, I understand that there are some proposals on the forum right now. So is it going to be like, if, I don't know, say, like lots of people are agreeing on the proposal, so is it going to move to snapshot and then on-chain execution is going to take place on the Gnosis? Is it, how do you plan to do it?
Okay, so the current proposal system is, we haven't yet established the good proposal criteria. That's why our current like snapshot has a lot of proposals that cannot be actually implemented. For example, like, let's go to layer 2. That's not a proposal. It isn't concrete enough. It needs to actually have steps. How are we going to execute that, and who will be responsible for the execution, and what the funds should be for that. So our current proposal system works the following. Once you have your proposal, you post it on the governance forum, then we discuss it on the governance forum, and as soon as the team feels that this proposal met the criteria of being executable, the person from the core team would paste that proposal to the snapshot. Then we would vote on it on the snapshot, and if the proposal passes, then there is an on-chain execution from this Gnosis Safe multisig. That's the proposed proposal process. Is it clear?
So that's going to be the way to go till the staking, and staking is like launched.
Exactly, yeah. As soon as we've got the staking launched, we can slowly get back from this team being the gatekeeper of proposals. And we need to clearly understand if that proposal is ready to be deployed or not. And so far that's like the team decision. It's not because we don't like some proposals and like another. It's just because we try to kickstart this culture of understanding. Okay, this proposal is well written. We can put that on voting.
Yeah, and one aspect that I wasn't aware of in the snapshot page. Here, I'll just paste the link. One of the tabs is called core, and those are the ones that have passed that vetting process. Where if you go to the all tab, there's a lot of spam and a lot of things that aren't feasible. So the core ones are the ones that have passed through those initial steps.
True. Yeah. So
I
I would assume that the first proposal that is going to pass and get funded is probably going to be the artist residence program. Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Just to keep things short, if you do have more comments on this phase 1 of the RR2, just please add it to the forum. Would love to hear thoughts and comments on that.
Yeah, it would be a cool idea to paste the link to this phase 1 proposal.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. I'll do that in a second. Okay. So up next, we have Dakota, who's actually working with a pretty famous actor, which I'm sure you guys all know or have seen. So I was working with Dakota on a proposal concept. Yeah, Dakota, do you want to give a short pitch and we'll just get it started? Oh, we can't hear you. Maybe we'll just move on to someone else and then
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, sorry, my bad. Thank you for having me. Very much appreciate it. My name is Dakota Zinteris. I am the Director of Operations for Power, which is Terry Crews's social currency, if you know who Terry Crews is. So this has been a really cool project that we've been developing for the last few months. And we're really taking our time, with liquidity mining, and we're really focusing around building community. And that's why we were really excited to connect with the Rarible team here. And after hearing about this new DAO proposal and the budget being allocated to the multi-sig, we were really thinking of partnering to join our communities to allow collectors or sellers on the Rarible platform to donate a portion of their proceeds to this multi-sig that we can then vote or come up with proposals in the community of where to donate or allocate these funds in a very philanthropic way. And that's essentially the high level here on what we'd like to do. The Power community, if you go to usepower.io, you can learn more about it and Terry Crews's vision there and our team's vision. But essentially, we just want to give creators and artists their power back. That's basically the slogan, and allowing them to fully experience what it's like to have 100% control over their creative process and IP.
So just to clarify what that would mean in terms of a proposal, what they're looking to do is allow NFTs in the Rarible ecosystem to donate a portion of the sale to a cause, which would then go to a Gnosis Safe or a DAO. So it's really like, buying NFTs for impact is kind of a way to think about it. And they want to start that off with the Power community to empower our artists specifically. It's a really cool project. I'm really excited to be working with Dakota on this. They're looking for devs. That's kind of where they're at right now is we're trying to find developers who are interested in building this. It's a really great opportunity. I think, with Terry at your back, I think it would be very awesome to be part of that. So if anybody's interested, it's a really cool project.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Have you thought about an actual implementation of how that part of the proceedings donating can work?
Like a particular place where the funds would go?
No, the exact process, like I'm a creator, I created an NFT, I want to donate some funds to it, I want to participate in the program. How would I practically do that? Am I just listing in the description that I want to donate some parts, or what
I
is
guess
the
there
actual?
could be a few different ways to do it. So I was jamming with Dakota on this just this week, so it's probably still fresh. But in my mind, either you could have a standalone app where everything that's listed on this app are for cause, where the NFTs are listed there, or maybe within the Rarible platform, you could have like a checkbox where you want to donate a % of proceeds. And I actually think it's actually pretty relevant. There's a lot of discussion right now about carbon emissions. Imagine if you could have a checkbox and it actually went directly a portion of the funds to reduce carbon emissions and environmental issues and things like that. I think a lot of people would be very interested in that.
Yeah, we've also been thinking about initiatives of micro lending to not only artists, but also maybe just impoverished communities around, I know Africa and Acoin, they're doing a lot with, just cryptocurrency and micro lending in that vein. So we were thinking of something like that as well, if that was open to your guys' team.
Very cool. Thanks, Dakota. All right, so we're going to move on to the next project. Dakota's
Thank you
going
for
to be
having me.
Yeah, totally. So next steps for Dakota, he's going to be posting about this in the forum, getting some interest there. And then, I think next week I'm going to be working with Dakota, trying to find some developers that might want to help build this and execute this. All right, so up next we have Nick on the NFT platform. And I guess, Nick, you can talk about how you're imagining working with the Rarible protocol. You want to go up?
Awesome.
If you're here.
Perfect. Can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Eric. Cool. So yeah, I'm from the ReNFT project. Essentially we're a peer-to-peer rentals protocol. And so, given this proposal, we were kind of thinking about interesting ways we could integrate directly into the Rarible platform. And yeah, so essentially, how the ReNFT protocol works from a high level, a user can put their NFT up for rent with a set collateral, and then on the other side, a duration as well and a rent price. On the other end, obviously, a borrower can rent that NFT. And we see a lot of interesting use cases in the current landscape around the gaming, virtual land rentals, wearables in different games, digital fashion as well. In the DeFi space, we're seeing a lot of, liquidity mining, NFT multipliers come out. These are limited, scarce, etc. Domain rentals. I think there's also a niche kind of building around influencer kind of social access, as these influencers, celebrities, etc., are creating NFTs for exclusive, fan clubs, one-on-one calls, etc. And then further, things in the metaverse like virtual ad space rentals, we're building a lot in that realm as well. So yeah, Eric's been helping us, build out our entire DAO ecosystem. We're going to be launching here on mainnet within the next few weeks. We've been building for some time, and our product's at a very, very great place. I mean, fully, we have thousands of lines of tests, etc. So super excited, and kind of, we're going to get a proposal going here and thinking about how we could integrate into the Rarible platform. So, yeah.
Cool. So NFT rentals on Rarible or within the Rarible ecosystem would be
NFT
cool.
rentals are great. Do you have the specific some ideas on how that can like work already, or is just the
Yeah, totally. So, with ReNFT, we're not trying to be we're not trying to reinvent the wheel on being like necessarily a marketplace or a place you come to do the rentals, right? We want to be this protocol layer, which is why Rarible is perfect, right? So how I envision it is, essentially an option where users, when they're listing an NFT, can list it for rent, right? In that they set their duration, their rental price, in collateral right there. And then on the borrower side, right, they could just be a simple rent button. And we have all the tech set up to be able to do that, where we can just integrate right in, and it uses the NFT protocol. And then on the user end, they don't even really need to know that things are going through this protocol, right? So it can be really straightforward and simple.
If I may just, can you hear me?
Yep.
This is
Naz,
CTO. This is Naz from ReNFT. I'm writing the code at ReNFT. So just gonna pitch in about how it works. Just a single, very simple contract, and you do all of the lending and renting through that contract, and it acts as an escrow for holding the NFTs and for holding the payment tokens, and that's it. Very simple.
Okay, so I'm putting an NFT for rent. Imagine I'm an NFT holder, some cool decentraland land piece, and I say that I want to rent it out for a year for $300, and I know that this piece is expensive, so I'm requesting $10,000 as a collateral, right?
Okay.
I'm putting that to the contract, and then the buyer comes and places and takes that rent.
Exactly. So that collateral is stored as an escrow in the contract, and claimable upon return of the NFT. And upon no return of the NFT, it's obviously sent directly to the NFT owner. So, and we have some interesting ways we're working around this. Obviously, they all require, project by project integration, of being able to accept, for example, like a time locked burn duplicate of this NFT. But, we're also chatting with different projects about direct integration there to where we can do collateral free renting. But again, we do want this iteration 0 standard that can work for all different types of 721 and 1155s.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the whole idea behind it. We weren't trying to integrate with someone in particular, but we're trying to do this as generalized and as expansive as is possible. So that was our guiding goal all the time.
Gas cheap, I guess. Not
Gas cheap, yeah.
So isn't this technically like the lending borrowing instead of peer-to-peer?
Well, so with lending and borrowing, right, you don't actually receive the NFT, right? So there's a lot of reasons you'd want to, right? Especially in the gaming realm, and again, like even in the DeFi liquidity boosters, you need that actual NFT from that game or that whatever it is contract to be able to actually use it. Same thing with like a virtual wearable or whatever the case is, or even in like if you wanted to host a digital art fair or museum and kind of like cycle through different pieces every month or things like that, and these are the actual owned pieces, right? So you do need that actual NFT, whereas with the lending, that doesn't happen.
How do you plan to utilize Rarible infrastructure? Do you have any ideas on that?
Yeah, I'll let Naz speak a little bit to that, but we're kind of actively exploring that now. But we can do a very, very simple integration, really.
We were always trying to do fast iteration, and so I think it would make the most sense for us to. So we were planning to make an NPM package, a wrapper for our smart contract that would enable you just ping it directly without knowing any of the details beneath, and that would just allow you to lend and rent, no problem.
Okay, I don't have any more questions. It's an awesome project.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for your
much.
time, guys.
Looking forward to seeing a proposal or something like that. Be really
Yep, definitely. Thank you.
All right. Next up, Garrett from a project called Cypher. Are you around?
Yeah, here I am.
Oh, there you go.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me on. This is my first community call with Rarible, and yeah, I just caught that workshop there too before, Alex. That was really informative. It actually didn't all go over my head either. I picked up some of that, so that's encouraging. And our CTO is on that too, so we're just digesting that currently. But yeah, I'm founding heading up Cypher, which is an audio NFT project, and it's a DApp that allows you to generate unique beats to rap over. So we're basically the TikTok of hip hop meets crypto. Okay, so it's this automatic beat maker. You hit generate beat till you like what you hear, and you just start rapping over it, and then minting that as collectible hip hop, we call it. So it's a music NFT project, and it has generative album art, just to kind of make it a little juicier and enticing for the buyers to want to purchase. And so I typically say, you know, if you've ever been in a freestyle, you were in a cypher with a bunch of people. So cyphers is like the term. Eminem raps about it, Nas raps about it, you know. And so a cypher is sort of this good-spirited rap battle. And it's just really just observing the world around you and thinking on the top of your thinking on your toes. And that's kind of what I often say is we're in the business of bottling lightning. You know, when if you've been to a freestyle and have seen that go down, it's really fun and compelling. So we're really excited about the project, and we've got a pretty good squad, damn good squad of 6 guys and a gal that are working on it currently. So we're incorporating some machine learning, like AI sort of stuff, to train based off of this beat maker that we built. So James, our audio engineer, mad scientist, is building the beat maker. It's pretty much done. So he kind of built his own grammar and syntax, parsing samples, and is actually able to achieve real melody with the tonal engine that he also built. So it's not just some rinky-dink drum machine. This thing actually turns out beats you would want to listen to and to flow over and get that opportunity to express your creativity. You know, I think that this is a kind of project that could bring just talent totally out of the woodwork, because crypto has this innate ability to monetize people's skills without the typical gatekeepers of you know, traditional platforms and Web2 platforms and things like that. So we're really excited. We've got some great advisors. We're currently in the Outlier Ventures Accelerator program. So that's wrapping up in about 3 weeks. So we're just hitting the ground running with our beta, ideally at the end of this month. And we're just getting ready for the Diffusion Demo Day panel on the 7th of April. So really just having a lot of fun with it. And just the more I learn about this Rarible protocol, the more it's piquing our interest. You know, and we're not at a point to be able to like rewrite our contracts right now, just getting this V1 out the door. But definitely looks enticing. So I want to keep exploring that, just see how the minting API at a minimum, you know, we could leverage and figure out ways where we hit the rap community to, you know, Rarible, and it's just such a popping off marketplace. Just seeing the rocket ship that you guys have built is pretty awesome. You know, I haven't been an early user, just it's just neat to see how far it's come. So yeah, so Cypher is just really finally coming together. It's also surreal for me because we had like an alpha leak in Crypto Voxels last Friday, and we had Easy and Crypto kind of coming on as like our community czar, and the turnout was incredible. We did a freestyle rap battle after a live Twitch session with Big Nuts doing our headlining act, and then we demoed the product and just did a freestyle battle over some of the beats that came out of our beat maker, which we call Flowbot 5000, of course. And anyway, so long story short is people are really stoked on the project, and we can't wait to get it out there into people's hands.
Awesome. Thanks, Garrett. So I guess in terms of, just to clarify, like in terms of potential proposals, I guess the idea would be like after some investigation to make sure that things work on your end and it's, you know, it's feasible from a technical level, the idea would be like to somehow integrate into the protocol level to get some benefits from like the network effect of the Rarible ecosystem type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, the network effects could be exponential. I just think that we want to hitch our wagon to, a company that's leading the way and would have that ability to, enable perhaps cross-platform, honoring of royalties. If we were to kind of integrate at that base level, there's no reason we wouldn't want to capture that value and just make good on those royalties for artists, because that's a huge part of the value proposition, obviously, and that's kind of broken in the current ecosystem. So it's just encouraging to see you guys trying to kind of solve for some of those kinks. But yeah, it's really compelling. So I can't wait to keep digging in.
Awesome. Any questions from anyone?
I'll throw my Twitters in here. If you guys wanted to learn more, pop over. We're having another party tomorrow night in our Crypto Voxels headquarters. We had Voxel Architects build out this dope venue. So yeah, it'd be fun to have you.
I'll say I was there last week at the rap battle. I have not seen that kind of excitement in any community I've been a part of. It was pretty epic. Just like people were just going crazy in the Discord. It's just like very exciting. So it would be awesome if we could find a way to collaborate.
Absolutely. Well, thanks.
All right. So moving on, Pro Blockchain Media, Andrew and Maxim. I don't know who's speaking, but do you guys want to give a pitch of what you guys are working on and the proposal that we should be expecting?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for having us here. My name is Andrew, and I'm representing the team which have a nice collaboration between the digital asset management firm, Crypto Art, and one of the biggest Russian-speaking media. If somebody of you Russian-speaking crypto person, I'm sure you know about these guys. It's Pro Blockchain Media. And together we find some problem on the market that it's very difficult for ordinary user to have an exposure to NFT companies to understand how it works, because it's something very new. And we decide in collaboration to make an index where will be the nicest, the most prominent and promising projects, and Rarible one of them. And we start this index like 2 months ago, a bit less than 2 months ago. And now it's this index is, as we know and as we see, the biggest NFT index which is public. And it's grow very fast. We have like 600% growing for the price of the index, and market cap of index also growing huge. And that's what we are doing actually. And the moment our proposition for the Rarible community is to initiate some kind of incentivizing program when the users of holders of our token or people from Rarible can stake in Uniswap or maybe SushiSwap. We can decide it. The liquidity tokens from the pool where will be NFTI. Our index name is NFTI, and Ethereum for make it more liquid and more interesting. Why it's can be interesting for the Rarible community? At the moment, the people who at the moment we have like 500 plus active holders of index, and all these people are crypto people who can be, but somebody of them already, but somebody is not, can be active users for the Rarible products, Rarible platform. In our initiation program, we see it like a program when the person who had any purchase, any interaction with the Rarible platform can be the person who will have some rewards in Rari token for staking of our staking in Uniswap or SushiSwap. And from one side, from the side of pro-blockchain media, from the side of Russian-speaking community, you can have a good marketing funnel for having new active users. Because if the person is holding this NFTI index, or the person is thinking about how I can make it even more lucrative, the first thing which comes on the mind, it's kind of it's kind of farming things and like that. And if this person already have index or will have index and wanna to make it more lucrative and to go and do some farming, they need to use for this. They mandatory need to use some products of Rarible. They need to buy something, sell something, do any active things. And in the end, some of these users just will use for the farming. Some of these users will stay with Rarible like the clients. And the audience of pro-blockchain media is 150,000, as I know, YouTube subscribers, and it's very active Russian-speaking community. So our proposition is to make this collaboration, which I think can be kind of win-win collaboration to both of us, NFTI Index and Rarible. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer.
Thanks, Andrew. So just to recap, because that was he gave quite a bit of information. The idea would be to incentivize liquidity providers to the NFT index with Rari token. So you know, LPs for the NFT index would receive Rari tokens.
Yep.
So any comments or thoughts on that, or questions?
Well, probably the biggest question is that the index consists of 5 projects, or
at the moment it's 8.
8. Okay, yeah, it's 8 projects, and it has 5% annualized fees. So the creator of an index can take a 5% of all the money. Each that are managed each year, basically, and overall Rarible consists of 15% of the index portfolio. So
yes, 17 or 18, yeah.
Yeah, probably the question would be like Rari incentives would benefit 8 projects and would be like only would flow, only 15% of that would flow back into Rari?
Yes, it's an amazing question. Actually, at the moment, we were talking with projects which are in our index, and our plan and idea is to make like monthly programs, 1 month with one project, another month with another project, and so on. And now we talk with Axie. Now we start talking. We have also Matic there, and the plan is this. So if in this month, like it looks like unfair and like Rari pays for other projects, but we are working on that. The next month Axie pays for Rari, and so on, so on. So this is an idea.
Excuse me, guys. This is Max. Yes, I want to add one more thing. The main idea that we want to start with someone big, and there's a lot of projects who are not in our index, but they create interesting things and they want some promotion in our pro-blockchain media. And the main idea that we will make incentivized programs with other projects that are not in the index, and they will give some part of their tokens for incentivize, and it will be a good pool for them to grow their community. So if we are talking about fairness, it will be not only the projects who are in index, we will collect different projects and create as much incentivized programs as we can. It can be 20, 30 different projects in the future. And that's why I think that it will be only plus for Rarible token and Rarible platform in general and in total. And as you know, we working a lot with different very strong NFT artists, and when we create
exclusively.
Exclusively, we work with them exclusively, and on this Friday we will have the Lazy, this is good artist from YouTube, 500,000 subscribers, and we already make improvement on Rarible. And this is how we work. We try to make NFT industry in total grow very fast, and that's why we start the NFT index.
Great. All right, thanks guys. Well, I would encourage you to post that on the forum, and we can get comments there and proceed with voting and go through that process.
Yeah, thank you. It's already on the forum. You can see there.
Okay,
yeah.
Great. Thanks, guys. All right, anybody else have any proposal ideas or comments or thoughts on any future proposals? Just we can have a few minutes to have an open forum here. Would like to hear from anyone. Feel free to speak if you feel like.
I just want to say hello to everybody. My name is Joe. I go by Vincent Mango, and I'm the modern Mango on Rarible. I love the platform, and it's just an amazing community. So I just wanted to say hello and say thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for being here. Curious, are you interested in governance and in these proposals? Is this something you're looking to participate more in?
Yes, for sure.
Awesome.
I read through proposals. I was kind of wanted to take, this is my first community call, kind of take a back seat and see how everything is run here. But I'm excited to for what some of these proposals are going to be building towards. I see a lot of potential for this platform. So awesome. I'm happy to contribute any way I can.
Glad to see you. Anyone else out there want to say hi?
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
How are you doing? Awesome work, guys. I love Rarible. It's an amazing platform, and yeah, I love it.
Nice car.
Check out my BMW. Yeah, I don't want to show off, but yeah, it's like pretty shiny.
I remember when Yusuf's my partner on Cypher, he called me when I was camping. He's like, have you seen this Rarible? Have you seen it? It makes it so easy to mint. And that's just what's cool, is it democratized creating NFTs, you know? And yeah, it's really big. It's like the hello world moment, you know, for Web3 for so many people, which is just really cool. So I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, but I think you did a good job on the UX wise. I mean, the user experience in Rarible is pretty good, and like it makes it pretty easy to mint an art piece or anything. And I think it's more easy and intuitive than OpenSea. To be honest, yeah, I think it's in many other platforms. Yeah.
Thanks, Yusuf. All right. Anyone else want to say hi?
Hi, I'm Tim.
Hey, Tim.
Sorry, I just pulled over on the side of the road. I missed the meeting, but I stumbled into Rari by buying a couple prints from the Cypher Punk Now fella, Martin Fisher, and didn't understand what these tokens were, but I'm sitting in on this and we're very interested in it.
Very cool. Nice to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for the
Rabbit. Hello, Rabbit Bunny's here. I've always sat on these kind of like silent under my work name, so I thought I'd actually say hello for once. Obviously, I love what you're doing. You've changed my life, probably several people on this call's life. I just want to say thank you. That's all really. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to, make this this opportunity.
Wow, thanks. Rock on. Awesome. Really great to hear from you guys. Curious to know if anyone out there is really interested in governance and like participating in like helping steer the DAO. I think that's one area that like we're really going to need help on from the community, is like stepping up, taking initiative. Does anybody out there feel this desire or some interest? Joe, you mentioned you might be interested. Is anyone else
100%
interested in kind of
Yeah, count me in.
Awesome. Great stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm on Discord. Just send me a message. I'd love to like chat to you guys one-on-one. Anybody else can message me, and we can talk about how we can like, you know, start building a more community, and like there's so many things that we could do. So it's really exciting.
Great. I have a small community of followers and collectors that we usually hang out on Clubhouse, but I'm going to tweet out now to join the Rarible Clubhouse room.
Awesome.
Hopefully I can bring some in.
Great
Yeah,
stuff.
by the way, I'm sharing the link to the Clubhouse here. So yeah, I think we'll be jumping on there in about like 10 minutes from now. So yeah, happy to have everybody continue the discussion there.
Great stuff. The other thing, I mean, we're kind of like thinking about growing out this ecosystem and all that, right? Like, I mean, I think I mentioned it at the beginning of the call, is like how we can all play a role in helping do that and grow out the ecosystem. Everybody in the Rarible ecosystem should have their eyes open for like, oh, what are cool projects that could like integrate with us, and you know, because the more projects are part of our ecosystem, even projects that aren't necessarily, you know, like they have no reason, you know, why would they build on Rarible right now? They're just a separate project. There are benefits in plugging into the network effect and having more access and getting your NFTs on your project, you know, show up on other projects and like super easily, and like just the benefits of being in that ecosystem, I think are pretty clear to projects. So yeah, I think everybody should have a look out, and like if you're invested in Rarible and you're like, you know, a stakeholder, just maybe help us bubble those up and like get interest in this, because I think right now we're just kickstarting the protocol, but I think it's actually going to be like a snowball effect with the protocol, because we're going to see some projects starting to build, and then all of a sudden it's going to be a flood of projects building on the ecosystem, which is going to be, that's when things are going to get really exciting, like what we saw with the DeFi space and the interoperability. I think we have the opportunity to do that within this ecosystem, where the NFT ecosystem becomes, you know, super interoperable, and much more interesting than it is now, even though it is super exciting now. But I think it can even get even more exciting, which is cool. All right, well, we can end it a bit early. Awesome call. Nice to hear from different projects. Next week, if anybody has any intros for new projects, new proposals, post them in the Discord chat, and you know, hopefully we can keep this exciting.
One more thing that I'm going to add is that we have set up a newsletter dedicated to the DAO. So I'm going to share the link here. We're going to be posting, you know, notes from community calls, announcements, and, you know, ways to participate. So I'm sharing the link here. Yeah, please subscribe. And yeah, thank you everybody for joining us today.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much for having us, and thank you for Rarible. You're huge and best, guys.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thank you guys. Bye.